Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mama Genius Hub podcast. If this is you, listen up. You wake up already tired. Anyone like that? The smile you put on is practice, polished enough, height with the weight you are carrying. Between the school drop offs, work calls, dinner, and the endless mom, can you? There's no room left for you. When the noise finally dies down at night, the quiet is so loud. You think about the moments that hurt, the voices that made you question your worth during the day, and the dreams you quietly tucked away because now is not the time. You just want to feel that confidence again. You want to feel whole again. You want to stop repaying the past and start building that life that you've always been imagining in the back of your mind for years. This is what today's guest can help you with. Brooke Deboer comes in with a path to help you heal what's been holding you back and step into what you don't have to escape from anymore. Mamas, welcome to the Mama Genius podcast, where real stories spark real transformations for moms ready to bring their visions to life. I'm Michelle DeKaiser, a mom of three, entrepreneur, and your biggest cheerleader if you've ever felt pulled to create something bigger, whether it's a business, a book, or a movement, but also felt the weight of daily life slowing you down. You are not alone. In just 15 minutes, we'll dive into insights, strategies, and real stories for women like you. Let's bring your visions to life, starting now. Brooke is a mindset coach, bestselling author of Living the FreeLife, and the creator of the docuseries Fastlife. She helps women heal from trauma and toxic relationships that can rebuild with confidence, set healthy boundaries, and live with purpose. Drawing from her own journey of resilience, motherhood, and faith, Brooke empowers women to break free from their past and to boldly pursue their dreams. Welcome, Brooke. We're so excited to have you today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad we've got our communication crossed and stuff, but you know what? We're here right now and we're here to really shine. So I'd love to hear, what is your why behind wanting to create this idea about fast life and being free, and where did that stem from?
Gosh, my why came from some really difficult experiences that then got some healing effort by me over a period of years. I think my biggest transformational, pivotal moment was when I became pregnant with my daughter. I was in an abusive situation with my partner and had to decide, what kind of mom did I want to be? What kind of legacy did I want to leave for my children? I don't know if that's all of the why, but that is the pivotal moment where I wanted to leave a legacy of inspiration, of support, of empowerment for women. I have three daughters. And so the work that I do is to spread that out into the world, women a support system to grow, to heal, to become empowered, and to live the life of their dreams.
I'm just taking that in right now. That is so empowering about why we do these things and setting that example for our kids. It's not about what you say, but really they're watching everything you do and you don't realize it. Sometimes you don't necessarily see it till you start, all of a sudden they're like mimicking the way you did something. But when you make that empowered move to really be that role model and be in your genius, I love that you came to that place. So I really want to just dive straight into this story that we tell ourselves in our heads about looking back at the story a little bit. You're just thinking about all the times when you're like the mom request and you're just feeling like there's so much noise in your head. And it really sometimes comes down to, how do we actually quiet that noise and really go towards that passion and purpose that's inside of us?
This is such a great topic. It really resonated when I heard your intro, because that's something I think most moms can resonate with. Just that feeling of like, when is there going to be time for me? How do I do my self-care? For me, after I realized I had a health challenge, which is described in the book, that really forced me to do that self-care. And what I hope this work and sharing of my story can do is help put that little light bulb on for other moms and women, that they don't have to wait for a catastrophe or a health challenge to take care of themselves. It's the biggest selfless act you can do for your family, to take care of yourself and take this time to intentionally make sure that you're doing little self-care things. It doesn't mean you're going on 2-week vacations all the time. It just needs to be an intentional practice and finding a few things that can fill you up so that you can be good for everybody else and your health doesn't suffer in the long run.
I love that so much. And it's so true. I think it was Oprah who put it that you either get hit with the feather or you get hit with, but it really is. It's like, when are you going to listen to your inner knowing, to what you need to do to move forward? And if you're not going to listen, then they're going to, for you, like that health journey gets put in front of you and you have no choice. And so it's really up to you to figure out when do you want to listen? And everything that I do on this podcast is all about how do we truly start to listen to our inner knowing and to what we need next rather than all the noise out there. So do you have any tips or ideas on how to do that?
Yeah, I think it's important to find your quiet moments, and they might be just a few minutes before you go to bed or a few minutes when you wake up in the morning. You may need to ask for some help. This is something moms I've seen in my work and with my friendships are really bad about doing. I don't think we sometimes know how to ask for help or support. It kind of depends on your situation too. You may not have a super supportive spouse that understands that either. I just encourage you to find the moments in the day when you can. For me, it looked like I started the practice of morning pages. I'm not 100% on that every day now. I do love journal writing. So taking a few minutes just to write out your thoughts, whether it's in the morning or after you put the kids to bed in the evening, just getting clear. It always helped get things out of my head, any anxieties I had, get it out on paper. For me, I had a health challenge, so it was more extreme where my doctor was giving me some guidance and he said, I'd like to prescribe for you a therapeutic massage every 2 weeks. Now, if you can't afford that, it might mean doing some breath work for 15 minutes at your house in a quiet space when the kids are taking a nap, if you can't afford the massage. But also, not very many of us go get a massage that's therapeutic. We go if we feel hurt or tight muscles, but it can be an intentional practice like that. There's so many things that you can do. It could be taking a short walk outside, sitting and getting some sun on your face while the kids are napping. If you can't leave or you don't have childcare, you can brainstorm to find quiet moments. And I think when you spend those quiet moments, you can hear your own voice. The world is pretty loud right now. Our cell phones are constantly on, where a lot of us are caught into the trap of scrolling and looking and comparing. And then you've got the noise of the TV, the noise of the kids, you've got a husband, the partner, or family that has certain expectations of you. It is hard to hear our own voice. And I think when we take time to connect, that's when true healing can begin, whether if that's just healing of stress, illness, or trauma, anything can be healed by these.
Are you a mompreneur who feels a fire to create something bigger, a business, a movement, a message, but you don't want to do it alone? That's why I've created the Mama Genius Hub, a space where your vision is nurtured, your voice is heard, and your dreams grow alongside a supportive community. Inside the hub, you'll get bite-sized insights and strategies in 15-minute sessions. A community of like-minded moms who truly get it. Support to bring your vision to life without burnout. If you're ready to build your business and impact while staying true to yourself, join us today at connectingmamas.com. Your calling matters. Let's grow it together. There is so much noise. I love that you brought in the TV and the phones. We have this device. We don't leave home without it. Like the other day, my watch was pinging at me, or actually today, and it made me think about the fact, do I want all these notifications? And do I want this constant interruption in my thought process as well as I'm going through that? I just wanted to hear your take on that.
Oh yeah, it's interesting how connected we are today. I've had my watch off for a good 5 days. I took it on a trip with me. I wore it to work out only. And then when I came back, I just didn't put it back on the charger. I actually went to acupuncture last week and they said the EMFs and just the notifications are one thing. And then the frequencies coming from it are not necessarily natural to us either. So it puts us into a constant state of almost survival, just this anxious feeling. What are my thoughts on that? I think take a break from it. Put your phone away from your bed at night. Take your watch off for a week. Just notice.
Mine's coming off right now.
Yeah. Take it off for a couple days. If you feel like you need it and it's helping you stay away from your phone for scrolling and texting, that is a strategy. But maybe just experiment with putting the phone away. Also, you could do technology-free Sundays or any day of the week with your family. Challenge your family to put their phones away and See how the connection is. It's this intentional choosing of you and your peace over allowing the world to dictate what you're giving your attention and energy to.
I
I'm
love
not
it.
a master at it. I'm still practicing it right along with all you guys.
I'm taking notes on this right now. You said with the world, it's true. You do have control. We stress so much about the stuff that we don't have control over, and yet we don't take control of things we do have control over. That's part of how we go back to the story that we relate to at the beginning of this podcast with all the requests from your kids and stuff. But when you take care of your own peace, those requests even become not as heavy on you. And being whole again, I love how you're like coming back to that concept of really choosing your own peace and choosing the things that you allow to come in. What is one thing that you could choose to give it a try on, whether it's your watch, your phone, email, or some notification, even just turning off notifications from Facebook or Instagram or something? What is something that you feel comfortable testing out to release that? But unfortunately, we are running out of time.
Yes.
On that challenge. Please tell us if you have a free gift and how people can get a hold of you.
Yes, on my website and on my Instagram at Free Brooke. So the word free and then Brooke with an E. And my website is thebrookedeboer.com. There is a free guide that you can download from there and the links to purchase my book on Amazon. I also have an audiobook now. If you don't like reading, I think it's a good idea to get the book, though. There's some diagrams in there that are super helpful. You can take those, but in the free guide is also a printable version of some of those. So you can then do the exercises yourself, and it gives you helpful homework. These are things that transformed my whole life and experience after trauma and helped me live the life of my dreams. I hope that it does the same for all of you.
I love that so much. And we're going to put you backstage for just a moment as I go through some takeaways. Wow, so much to take away. And again, what can we do in 15 minutes? It's number one, looking at what is that time for me? It's time to take that back before you put that brick in front of you and have that health challenge or anything, making that intentional practice. How do we do that? Takeaway number two is finding those quiet moments, whether it's a few minutes in the morning, at night, a few minutes where you can decide what to do with them. And takeaway number three is even doing the morning pages where you're journaling, writing about that to help get those ideas. Because remember, there's two ways to get ideas out of your head. One is writing them down, and one is speaking them out loud. These are ways, or maybe it's a short walk or something that helps align with you. Takeaway number four is thinking about that frequency and that state of survival sometimes that we feel like we're in. I'm thinking about those pings and that state of survival mode that we might put ourselves in. And that leads us to number five, which is intentionally choosing your peace. What are some of the things that you can control and take part in? I'm challenging you right now to pick one thing that you can, whether it's notifications, whether it's watch, whether it's phone. What does it feel like to you? What does it do to your body? To take notice and stock of that. And I'd love to have your final takeaway, Brooke.
Most importantly, you are not your past. If you've been through trauma, anything hard, or if you've struggled with keeping control of all the different devices in your home, you're not your past. You're not alone, and healing is possible, or just recentering and grounding is possible so that you can be the best that you can be.
Brooke, I just want to thank you so much. I'm so glad we got to do this, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone. I hope you found something in these 15 minutes that sparked action towards your dreams. Remember, your purpose matters, your dreams are valid, and you are not alone. If today's conversation spoke to you, come join us at the Mama Genius Hub, where you'll find support, strategy, and sisterhood to turn your calling into real impact. Let's grow this together at connectingmamas.com. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. If this resonates with you, share it with another mom who needs to hear this. We'll see you next time.